Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of City Skylines Road to a Million. I promised to get to 500k before today's episode, however I realized something. I'm going to need a whole lot more districts if I want to accomplish that. So I calculated that I need at least 50 or so more residential districts in this manner in order to reach 1 million population, and that is quite a bit, I have to say. It's approximately the same amount we already have. So I thought this is too much of a thing to not actually record it and do it offline, so I figured we're just gonna do it together. One thing I realized we could potentially do is add another road here. I've kind of tested it with this district, as you can see. However, I feel like I've produced a whole lot more cars doing that, so I'm actually gonna remove this extension again and we're just gonna live with the losses. So right now I have a pretty good amount of money, so I would like to grab one of those districts. This is a residential district and we're just gonna copy it over once. Let me see, I'm probably gonna add that maybe... You know, we might actually want to be more space efficient. This is going to be crazy, man. 40 districts, I'm not so sure I like the sound of that. Well, anyways, I'm gonna place my first thingamajob right here and then we are going to remove everything we don't want. And we're also gonna let the buildings disappear. Now, I wonder if there is a way for me to prevent this mistake from happening. This is actually crazy. This always happens and I don't think I can even fix it. No, I have to actually remove the building first. So this is kind of a bummer. I always have to do this for each district, and of course that is gonna slow us down quite a bit. Then fix that and finally get that back in place and we're golden. But here we go. This is essentially what I would like to copy over. So let's reselect it without all the junk and we should be good. So step one is going to be to place that thingamajob 40 times at least. We probably need more because, of course, I also need jobs. At the moment, we have a 23% unemployment rate. It's not too bad. Still worrying. So is this really what I would like to copy over? Let's see if it actually works. If I copy it over like that. I'm gonna place it once here and no, it's the same error. That is such a bummer. Oh well, let's still do it. And I would say we're gonna do this with a little time lapse. So let's do it. Oh man, I have so many exports. Anyways, we did it, guys. We did it. We cannot unpause the game right now, otherwise I'm gonna lose all my money within seconds. However, what we can already do is... Oh, I forgot one here. A couple, actually. Yeah, still have to fix a few. However, we can already dedicate the tram lines, and then we essentially can start zoning a little bit. So maybe let me exemplify this on one of those. And of course we still have to fix a couple of things that went wrong during the cloning process, but that's just what's happening here. I'm still saving time, so I do not mind fixing the occasional thing. But let's assume this is going to be my first residential district. Well, my 20th probably at the moment, but who cares? We're just gonna fill this all up, of course. And down below we're gonna add a couple of offices right here and here as well. Maybe this we need to fill with solar panels eventually. But for the time being that is gonna do the trick. What we also want, of course, is enable our demand mod. It's not possible without it, otherwise we would have to add a whole lot more commercial. And we don't want to do that. After we filled up one of these districts, we also want to add the tram line, and that is simply gonna be 6 trams for a residential area, but only 4 trams for the office areas. And of course I want to make sure that I name these right away. So right now we are at residential 21. So this is going to be residential 22. And as I said, we're going to have 6 trams. There we go. So this is essentially what I have to do for all of the districts now. However, we're going to need a good mix of offices as well as residential. Otherwise this is going to spin out of control. This could actually be the worst mistake I've ever done. Maybe we should have, slowly grown the city. But I'm losing patience right now. It's time to move on. Anyways, let me finish all of that shebang. And once I've zoned everything, I'm gonna be back. I will not unpause until then. So see you in a second. Alright guys, I am back. This like 7 hours later or so, but I did it. I zoned everything. I had to fix quite a few roads actually. Some mistakes I apparently copied over. It was sometimes a little bit problematic, but I believe we can now do it. Looking at the public transport right now, we can see I have 53 residential zones, and I also have, if I'm not mistaken, 20 office zones. Yeah, right there, 20 office zones and 53 residentials. Alright, that is gonna be quite something. Now, the next few minutes are probably gonna be the most incredible immigration wave City Skylines has ever seen. I think, well, I saved the game, so let's just go ahead and unpause and see what happens. I got my demand mod up, so everything should be built at the freaking same time. Oh, jeez. The only thing I haven't taken care of is the power, actually, so maybe that's what I'm gonna do while we are waiting. Oh, that reminds me, we probably need a whole bunch more electricity, water too. Yeah, everything is gonna go down the drains for the next few minutes. Whoa, my weekly income is minus 571,000. Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little bit. I cannot do it step by step. It's gonna take me thousands of hours and we have better things to do. So let's just see what happens. Maybe we have to... Yeah, there we go. Now I don't even have the money to drag the power. So we might actually have to reload this. Okay, we're back. Everything is still zoned. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do the power first. That is gonna suck a lot. I kind of wanted to do this dynamically, but I guess we have no choice. Okay, I think I got everything more or less hooked up. No, actually not, man. It's so easy to miss stuff. That's not good. That kind of has me worried here. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure now we got it. So let's do another save here. Nathan Plains 3. There we go. Okay, we got full demand. Perfect. Now I probably need to be ready, actually, to place a whole bunch more of these solar plants. I should do that before it's too late. The problem is just we don't really know how many we need, right? So I'm just gonna randomly place a couple of them, I guess. Oh no! I already don't have enough money. Oh, that's not good. I have 15,000 left. Okay, let me think. What else will we need? We are going to need more water, right? Are you telling me I'm already... Oh no, Okay, well, let's see how it goes, right? Let's see how they are gonna do. They just need to move in rather quickly, then everything is gonna be fine. Oh no, I think I screwed myself over. Nobody's really building anything. At least they're not building as quick as possible. Maybe there's a limit as to how many buildings can be built at the same time. I mean, there are quite a few limits in City Skylines. We're not doing great with the wastewater at the moment here, but everything else is more or less fine. Oh no. We're already down to minus 1 million. Oh no, we're gonna fail. Yeah, I think it must be the limit as to how many buildings can be built at the same time. I mean, this is pretty pathetic at the moment. And if we go down with the money so quickly, it's gonna take me forever to regain that. I mean, we're always going up a little bit slower. But yeah, let me just observe this for a little bit. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, so we're already adding 4,500 people per week. And we went down to 375,000 deficit. So it's slowly but surely getting better. I just hope we can keep this up for now. I'm gonna give you another status update in a couple of minutes. Good, we're 6 million in the minus. I realized that I didn't hook up 2 areas with water, this one here and this one here. So all the buildings are being abandoned the entire time. Also, my sewage output isn't sufficient. So I wonder, should I wait? Because we're still at minus 300,000 weekly income, or Well, not really income. I'm gonna wait just a little longer. This is crazy. 1.4 million expenses. Maybe we can improve the situation with the switch. I wonder if I could do that, and then we have a little bit more capacity. On the other side, we could, for instance, downgrade the fire station and the police station for the time being. Also, road maintenance, maybe we can down that a little bit. What about this? Trams, no, I want to leave that. Metros, we don't need so many metros, maybe. Well, the planes I don't really want to decrease, but we could maybe decrease the monorail as well. And everything else doesn't really cost us, so that actually lowered the cost by a bunch. Also, now that I have much more sewage output, I'm even more struggling with the water here. I did place a couple of pumps in order to steer against that, but it's kind of overwhelming at the moment. Imagine how delicious this water must be. Oh my gosh. We're still growing though. As long as we're doing that, we might be able to get out of this. Oh man, there are a lot of things going wrong. Where's the water even? Right there. Flowing down the streets. Oh my gosh. I can't do anything for a while, and this needs to go down here. Look at that, we're making 7,000 plus every week, but the game is really slow at the moment. Like, this is the maximum speed and they are barely moving. Okay guys, this is horrible. We need to do this a little bit differently. I want to hook up this area and this. We need the taxes from them. Also, we need to move all of our sewage dumps further down the river, I would say. So let me reload that before we get into too much of a pickle. Okay, let's see. This one here was a problem, and then something over here. Yeah, this one, a little booger. Okay, so we got that sorted out. Now let's move all of our dumps. I'm also going to add a couple of extra ones, maybe 10 or so. And yeah, let's hook this up. Okay, everything else wasn't a problem. I'm just going to place my solar updraft towers until I'm out of budget, which is right now. Okay, cool. Once again, let's let the game run, and hopefully this time we're doing a better job. Yeah, this is definitely something we might not be able to handle. Look at all the water here. I'm gonna create a whole new lake here, probably. But at least we're not flooding the populated areas now. So, come on, start building, man. Well, let's give it 10 minutes or so, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay, guys. Man, it is the next day. I've been playing for at least 4 hours since we've seen us the last time. I'm going crazy slightly. I've actually made it to 800,000 people, and we managed to get to a plus with our weekly income. Unfortunately, just for a short time, because after that, everything went out of control. But maybe let's first have a look at the city statistics, like the population changes, just so that you believe me. Right here? It actually only recorded 740,000 people. I swear I was at 800,000 at some point, but who cares? This was the spike when we were at the beautiful city still, and then everything spiraled out of control. So you can see we had more than double the amount of people, and we're still doing good with our cars. By the way, here you can see every time I killed my city. Well, anyways, something is not working out, and that is a problem you've mentioned several times in the comments. The service vehicles, they attempt to go to different districts, but I'm not sure if it would be beneficial to connect the districts and just make it service vehicles. I mean, there are so many districts. How would I even start to connect them? Like, do I have to drag a road all the way around and then connect every district, or do I just connect the districts that are close to each other? I'm not sure how to actually solve this problem. Even though I did manage at some point to get a positive weekly income, quite an extensive positive weekly income actually, and then suddenly everyone was abandoning their places because, well, the garbage wasn't being collected, and also my hospitals were having troubles. Now, if we click the medical clinic, you can see there are, well, this is actually not too bad, but like this garbage dump, we only have one garbage truck in use, even though we have multiple buildings in need. And if we unpause this a little bit, we can also see it attempts to actually send out trucks, but it probably does that for other districts, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. I mean, that is such a stupid idea from City Skylines. Why would you even attempt to send out vehicles that have no connection? So I think I'm going to install a mod that is actually allowing me to play stuff even though I'm in the minus, or maybe I'm just gonna add a mod that allows me to cheat in money. I mean, had we done this slowly, I would have been in the positive probably most of the time. But since I did a population boost of approximately 500,000, well, things kind of spiraled out of control. Anyways, guys, I will think of a solution. Let me know, would you be butthurt if I used cheats in order to make this happen? But I feel like just waiting in this setup here is not going to get me back to a positive weekly income. Well, actually it might. If I unpause the game, we are growing again. By the way, the spike of weekly change in population was 8,000 when it was at the maximum. But yeah, right now actually there is a car going through here. Let me actually see. Yeah, we have 3 trucks here. What about you? 5 trucks in use? Yeah, maybe it's getting better. I don't know. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Actually, something I realized is that people cannot really go to these places here. So that is a big issue. Maybe if we use the lane thingy-majob here in order to tell people that they can turn around, maybe that is gonna improve the situation. You know, it might be little things like that that actually confuse the traffic here. But yeah, the game, of course, has slowed down. I think it's just doing that because, well, it has to calculate so many things. But overall, it's actually not too bad. Things are getting better looking at it. There were many more complaints when I loaded this up like 10 minutes ago. I mean, for instance, this place here. This is crazy. Let me add that lane change here as well. Maybe I can just tell them to be able to turn around anywhere. I think you can do that in Traffic Manager. You know, theoretically, we could also try to add like an incineration plant right here and then just connect it with the road. Maybe that is gonna help eventually, but you know, at the moment I cannot place anything. The only thing we can do is wait and hope we are actually getting into the positive. I cannot even fix stuff like there are a few things that aren't connected to the water system. Well, it's been insane. Also, when I'm at 800,000 people or close to it, I'm running out of electricity and water. The sewage is actually doing great still, but everything else is basically running out. Yeah, so that is the situation and we're gonna leave it at that. Actually, right now it doesn't look too bad. Like, it's calming down, everyone is getting happier and... oh no. We're back to 3.4 million. My lowest point, by the way, was approximately 13 million. So minus 13 million, that is, of course, and then it took me like another hour in order to get back to 1.8 million, and then suddenly everything went down the drains. It's kind of frustrating. So that's why I feel like adding a mod that is gonna help me through those phases. I just cannot wait around any longer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pause the game again. I don't want this. I want to hear your thoughts and solutions first. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.